In this video, we begin on the bottom of page 2, covering the chapter 18, cost, volume, profit, and cost behavior section of the content for the final exam study resources. This is on the primary final exam study guide. So starting at the bottom of page 10, starting with chapter 18. So you're going to want to know how to define fixed, variable, and mixed costs. You need to be able to calculate contribution margin. You need to know that formula. Remember that formula is simply sales minus variable cost. Also be able to calculate a few other things given the formulas for them and know what the high-low method is and how we use it. So fixed, variable, and mixed cost. A cost that does change and it changes proportionally. It varies is a variable cost. A cost that includes both fixed and variable components, that is mixed. A cost that does not change proportionally, or it does not change at all with changes in volume, it is fixed in place, or it is a fixed cost. That high-low method that we discussed uses only two data points, the highest and the lowest volume level, or units, and it uses that to help it estimate variable and fixed cost behaviors to get that cost equation. Basically, just know how to define it. Calculate Blue's contribution margin. So contribution margin is always sales minus variable cost. You want to make sure that you know that formula. So sales price of $150 minus variable cost of $120, $30 contribution margin. Calculate the break-even point in sales dollars. You can do that by using this formula. Alternatively, you could get the number of units and then multiply it by the sales price. If I decided just to use the formula as it's given here, I need to get the contribution margin ratio. I've got a contribution margin of 30 divided by the sales price of 150. So my fixed cost of 12,000 divided by 0.2. $60,000, or I could have calculated the number of units just using the 12,000 divided by the $30 I get per unit. 400 units, and those are selling at a price of $150 each. So that means 400 I would need to sell $60,000 worth of them. Either way, same answer. Go to page 10, the middle of page 10, in the multiple choice question practice document for the final. You're given these formulas, which would be provided to you on the exam. High-low method is what? So it is a cost estimation method. It uses only 2 points. So it does not use all available data. It is not charting a scatter plot. It uses only the highest and lowest volume levels, not cost levels. So my answer is C. What is a variable cost? A variable cost varies, or it changes. So when it does not change, that would be a fixed cost. So it does change. That is variable. So it changes, that means it does vary. It has one element that remains flat stable, so it has a fixed element. And then another that changes, that's a variable element, so that would be mixed. So a fixed cost does not change. That mixed cost includes both. Some more practice problems. What is ABC's contribution margin? Remember that contribution margin is sales minus variable cost. So sales price of 40, variable cost of 24, $16 per shirt. The break-even point in units is that formula there. I had fixed cost of $800 over a contribution margin per unit of 16. That is $50 or 50 shirts. Break-even point in sales dollars. So I could just take, I know it's 50 shirts. I know that I sell them at a price of $40 each. 50 times 40 should be $2,000. Alternatively, I've got these two formulas. Get my contribution margin ratio, that was 16 over the $40 sales price. So take the 800 divided by the 0.4, also equals $2,000. Either way, same answer. Okay, that is the end of that video going over the Chapter 18 Final Exam Study content. In the next video, we will pick back up